तारे जिसकी गर्दे राह हूँ वो कारवां तू है.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope all of you are in the best state of iman and health. Today we're going to start the unit number 9 of our social studies book. The title of the unit is Science and Exploration. First of all, we are going to learn about the Islamic Golden Age. Okay? Islam had spread across a large part of the world by 750 CE. CE over here stands for Common Era. So Islam had spread to all these places by 750 CE. It was present in a major part of the world. Okay. In 9th century, a Muslim ruler named Al-Mamun brought books from all parts of the world together and created a library. He built a library in Baghdad, which is present in Iraq, and this library was called the House of Wisdom. Okay, he brought books to this library from all parts of the world, and it was in this library where different scientists and scholars they met and they discussed different topics. Okay, so this is the House of Wisdom located in Baghdad. Also in the 9th century, a woman named Fatma al-Fihri laid down the foundation for the first university of the world according to UNESCO and the Guinness Book of World Records. This is the first university ever built in the world. Okay, it is called University of Al-Qarawiyyin and it is located in the city of Fez in Morocco, and it was built by a woman called Fatima al-Fihri. Now we're going to learn about some Muslim scholars. Okay, the first Muslim scholar we're going to learn about is Al-Khwarizmi. Okay, Al-Khwarizmi was a very famous mathematician, and it is him who invented algebra and the decimal point. These two are very important inventions in mathematics. They allowed us to solve many problems related to mathematics and astronomy. And these are pictures of Al-Khwarizmi's book. Okay, you can see Kitab al-Khwarizmi written over here, and this is his algebra book. Okay. In the 9th century, Muslim scientists and skillful craftspeople, they also built an instrument called the astrolabe. Okay, this is an astrolabe. You can see this is a 3D astrolabe, and this one right here is a flat astrolabe. Okay, now this is a very complex and very interesting instrument and very useful instrument too. This instrument can be used to tell the date and the time. It can also used to find out the direction of the Qibla. It is also used to find the position of the stars, and it was also used to find way across the deserts and the sea. So in the old times, around in the 9th century, people used the astrolabe for all these purposes. Okay, it was a very useful device that Muslim scholars invented. Moving on, another Muslim scholar that we're going to study about is Ibn Sina. Ibn Sina was a polymath. A polymath means a person who is good at many different subjects. For example, he was good at astronomy, philosophy, medicine, and countless other fields of study. Therefore, we can term that Ibn Sina was a polymath. He was good at many subjects. Okay. Two of the most important things that Ibn Sina did was that he wrote 2 books on medicine, okay, and 1 book on medicine and 1 book on philosophy. The name of the first book is the Book of Healing, and the name of the second book by Ibn Sina is the Canon of Medicine. And these 2 books were very important, and this book was still used by many major universities to study science. So he wrote these 2 very important books, and you can also see in this picture one of the pages of a book written by Ibn Sina. After studying about the discoveries and achievements of the Muslim scholars in the Islamic Golden Age, we are going to move on to we're going to study about science in Europe. Okay. 2 very important books on science were published in Europe in 1543. Okay. The first book was on the revolutions of heavenly spheres. Okay, it was published by a Polish scientist, Copernicus. Okay, this is the Polish scientist Copernicus, and he published the book on the revolutions of heavenly spheres. In this book, he mentioned that the sun was at the center of the solar system, as you can see, and all the other planets move around the sun. Okay, this is also shown in this diagram, which is taken from Copernicus' book. Okay. At that time, people thought that all the other planets and sun, they revolved around Earth. So this person, he corrected this opinion of people of that time. Okay. The second important book that was published in 1543 was called On the Fabric of the Human Body, and it was published by Vesalius, who belonged to Flanders. Now, in this present word, Flanders is present in Belgium. Okay, so this person Vesalius, he published this book called On the Fabric of the Human Body, in which he drew and mentioned all his study about different human body parts. Okay. Moving on, we're going to study about astronomy. What is astronomy? First of all, we should know. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond Earth's atmosphere. Okay? Everything in the universe that is beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Its study is known as astronomy. Okay, these include objects like the sun, the moon, the planets, and the far away galaxies. Okay, so the study of astronomy includes the study of sun, the planets, and the far away galaxies. Okay, huge telescopes are used in order to study sun, moons, planets, and far away galaxies. Okay, today we have many high functioning, complex, big telescopes through which we can see in very far away in the galaxies. Okay, but we did not always have this good telescopes. Now we're going to look at some very old, very first telescopes in the next slides. Okay, so the first ever telescope was made by Lippershey in 1608. Okay, he was actually a spectacle maker, which means that he made glasses. And what he did was that he took two pieces of glass, and put them in front of each other. And when he looked through them, he realized that he could see far away. Okay, so this is how he built the first telescope in 1608. Okay, and this Lippershey belonged to the Netherlands. Then in 1609, another very famous scientist called Galileo, he built another telescope which was better, more advanced than Lippershey's telescope. Okay, this is the he built two telescopes, and you can see them over here in this picture. Okay, and Galileo did a series of other different experiments. For example, he did experiments to check the speed of these things when they fall. Okay, for this experiment, he stood on the leaning tower of Pisa, and he threw two balls down from here to see the speed with which the objects fall. And he also performed experiments to find out the speed of light. Okay. Galileo also built this thermometer, okay, in which these particles, these which are present inside this liquid, they move when the liquid turns hot or cold. This is one of the first thermometers that was invented. Today, in this present world, we have many different kinds of thermometers, as you can see in the picture. And this was the first ever microscope that was invented by Robert Hooke. Okay, today we have many different kinds of microscopes which can allow us to see tiny objects. Okay, telescopes are used for far away objects and microscopes are used for tiny objects in order to see tiny objects like our cells and insects and other tiny things. In the last slide, we're going to study about explorers. Explorers were usually traders, okay? European traders who traveled across the sea, the oceans in order to trade. Trade means in order to buy and sell goods, okay? Some European traders went to China to trade silk. Some European traders went to the Indian subcontinent to trade spices. Okay, one of the explorers that is mentioned in your book is Ferdinand Magellan, who traveled the whole world. He traveled round the world in 1519. Okay, he sailed through the sea around the world, around the whole world. Okay, in the year 1519, and he sailed on his ships through the sea. So, this was all about your Unit 9 Science and Exploration. Stay blessed, all of you. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.